welcome to episode 189 of Threads Podcast, Life Unfiltered. This is Natalie, and I'm joined in the studio by my beautiful co-host, Meaghan.
Oh, you. Threads Podcast is a space for unfiltered dialogue about faith, mental health, and uncomfortable conversations. Natalie and I are taking over the show tonight.
Yeah, we are.
They Ron Burgundy it. They read it verbatim.
Which is
See,
fair.
I get it from her.
Are we not supposed to?
added,
No,
I
totally
edited
fine.
a little bit.
She did. She
Did you?
added like
Beautiful
beautiful and all that
co-host.
sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
If left to my own devices, I don't know your tagline. So
Well, and I'm a little thrown off with no music.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
funny when people
Yeah.
record when they listen to the show. Like, we don't ever do music. I add that post-production, so I'm sorry.
I think my first time on, you actually did, so it put me at ease.
Yeah, because then I asked a couple times after that, do you want it? And you're like, nah, I don't want it. It's fine.
It was nice at first.
Maybe we should have.
We should have done it. You should have asked. Jason.
So, anyways, today is our final episode. This is episode 189, like Natalie said, and our beautiful wives are joining us.
The
in
final episode of season 2.
season 2.
Because
No, we don't. Oh yeah, our final episode ever.
This is it. Surprise.
Mike's
Good to be
moving.
here.
Mike's moving. He's out of here. He hates me too.
oh,
wow.
Too soon?
buddy.
Oh, Jason.
Anyways, before we jump into our icebreaker, I want to thank our Patreon members, Meaghan Denef, Kate, and I don't even know Kate's last name. I know it, but I don't know it by heart.
Jason
I know.
Gerald.
And Joe Pellerito. She's probably yelling at me right now.
She
so
should. Yell at him, Kate. Yell at
I'm
him.
bad. So, Mike, what are we doing for foreplay tonight?
That's so uncomfortable.
We are going to do Am I the A-hole? Jason and I have been having a lot of fun doing that, but I picked some where Meaghan and Natalie could give us some good insights to that. So,
How
I
about
always give insight when I'm listening.
do you?
Me
Oh,
too.
Always.
How about we have them just do the insight and I'll
chime in if you
If-
feel like it needs to be.
there you go.
Sweet. So the first one is, am I the a-hole for canceling my daughter's date? FYI, I'm a single dad and have been for 11 years. Her mom just ran out on us. My daughter, Victoria, why do people put their kids' names on the internet, is 14, and she's a great kid. Makes me a proud dad. But as the teen years have arrived, we've certainly had our fair share of disagreements over grades, clothes, mainly those things. Unfortunately, she's now interested in boys, and they are interested in her. God, if you're listening, send help. Most time when she says she has a date, I'm fine. I meet the kid, then they go on their way. That's kind of my rule. I don't do some goofy, if you don't have my daughter home by 9 o'clock, blah, 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 I'm going to come hunting for you, big, scary dad speech. I want to just meet the kid so I can put a face to a name. A few days ago, she said a guy named Vince asked her out. Fine. Well, Friday night came and I get told from Victoria that, oh, he's not good at talking to parents and doesn't like to do it. Sarcastically, I said that I love hearing that and that I was at ease hearing that this guy actually avoids parents. She's got a PhD in sarcasm, so I received an eye roll. I said he could use tonight as practice for talking to parents. She said that he doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to do. I said if he's not meeting me, she's not going on the date. I got the foot stamp. That's not fair. And I told her I wasn't overbearing, just wanting to meet the kid. She told me that she was going to do what she wanted. I told her to text the guy and that the date was off and for her to go to her room. She started crying, sent a text, told me she hated me, went to her room, and slammed the door a few times. Am I the a-hole? Thoughts?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
but
Not at all. You're the father.
Right.
And that's what he should have done.
I think it's a simple rule. I just want to meet the person. And he, at 14, I mean, he didn't say how old this dude is either, but
true.
Mm.
Maybe he's an
Um,
old creeper.
yeah, he's probably 18.
I mean,
That's
Vince
why I
is
just
kind of
wanna-
a weird. I mean, no offense to anyone that listens that name Vince. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a young name anymore, does it? Like,
No. And I don't like that he was setting up, because she obviously had explained, like, this is what, and he automatically was saying, I'm not going with those rules
Yeah.
right.
before the date even happened. So it's not going to go anywhere good if that's
No.
already where he's stating that I'm not going to follow your dad's rules. I would have done the same thing.
So is this a rule that you guys are going to have for Avery?
I can see us pulling this.
I would say before I answer that, is the same. What if the genders were flipped?
See, I feel like even with Cam, we would want to meet who he's going on a date with, especially you, Mama Bear over there.
Absolutely.
Just ask questions, and I mean, so it's just you think doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl.
No.
The same rules apply.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Do you?
No, there's always these double standards when it comes to girl. Like, okay, this is gonna sound weird. So, like when you see a hot teacher have sex with like a 14-year-old, you're like the female, and the 14-year-old is, the male. You're like, she's hot, good for him, right? But if it was reversed,
No, I'm not like
you'd
that.
be like, well, I don't say that, but I'm saying
Society does say that.
It's more
though.
acceptable. It really does. Oh, she's hot, good for him. Good job, man. Good job. Way to bag an older lady. But if it was reversed, people would lose their shit and want that guy castrated.
Although on the flip side of that, the child in question, so even if he was an 18-year-old senior sleeping with his teacher, would be getting high fives, and he's studly. The girl's a skank if she sleeps with her teacher.
No, it's kind of the same thing, though. It's
yeah. I'm just it's for sure.
I was just saying, I was asking in this situation if it was equal for y'all, because it seems like there's always a double standard. So
Yes, equal.
So the question that's not answered yet is this a rule that you guys are going to have or have made, or how have you guys handled this?
I mean, I'm not going to let Avery go out with somebody that I've never met before.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to be that dad, like he said, like sit down and clean my pistol. I'm like, okay. I mean, you could,
tacky.
well,
Dear.
you could probably get away with that in the 80s, but if you did that now, you'd probably get charged. So anyways, but no, I mean, I would never do that. I'd be like, oh, hell no.
So whoever this guy is, Main Hippo _6627, you're doing an awesome job.
You are a great dad. Props to you.
Keep it up. And you know what? She's going to stomp her foot all she wants. Who cares?
Yeah.
Tell her to go to her room.
You tell her, Mike.
And I thought I had not pulled up the right one. Okay, next one. So she is 25-year-old female. Her husband is a 30-year-old male. I don't know why that matters. Who we will call Kevin. Have been married for 2 years and have been together for 4. Throughout our relationship, we've never had a fight or even broken up. Lies. You can't tell me in 4 years you never had a fight.
They may be like Meaghan was early on, where it didn't want to cause trouble. It was 2 people like that.
Maybe they're just avoiders.
But never in 4 years. Okay. Anyways.
He's flabbergasted, y'all.
I'm shocked. As far as I know, everything between us has been great. However, one day we get into a conversation about me getting a pixie cut. The whole relationship with my husband and my hair has always been shoulder length. That was weird how she worded that. Anyways, it's never been longer or shorter than that. Kevin told me he doesn't want me to cut my hair that short, but if I wanted to change up my look, I should grow out instead. However, my hair is super thick and super hard to manage when long, to the point of me refusing to grow out my hair past my shoulders. I told him that I want to cut it short because it's becoming such a chore to manage during the summertime. First of all, it never becomes easier when it's short, by the way. Anyways, my husband says that since he has to see me all the time, that he should have a say on what I have as a hairstyle.
He's the asshole. I win.
But it gets better.
Oh, boy.
Does it?
Yes. Then I told him it's my hair and I can do what I want with it. Plus, it's just hair. But my husband won't budge and just kept trying to convince me to grow out my hair. I eventually got fed up with him and drove to the salon and told the hairdresser to shave off my entire hair.
Yes.
When I got home, my husband looked visibly upset and began to ignore me. At bedtime, he told me that I should have taken his opinions instead of cutting my hair impulsively. Am I the asshole for shaving my head to prove a point?
So is she the asshole for
Shaving her head.
For shaving
doing
her
what
point.
she wants to do with her
That is what
head?
she's asking.
I do not think she is the asshole.
So here's my question.
Yes.
They've never fought, but they have
This
this
is a-
interaction.
This is a great first fight. If you're
Well,
gonna
I mean-
go out bald.
No kid.
Stand your ground. Oh, we're having this fight
Go
and I
for-
shaved my
Yep.
head.
The next fight, they're
Should know what
screwed.
you're married
They're
to.
done.
In the next fight, I'm shaving your head.
Yeah,
So we could be matchy.
It is weird that you say we never fight, but then you have this like standoff.
To me, if you're gonna read in between the lines, it sounds like maybe he has a whole lot to say about a lot of things that she
Ooh.
does.
Oh, I don't know.
See,
That's-
I was thinking they're both passive after I made the blatant comment. But I wonder if this is the first time she actually stood up for herself. But
she
it could be
went
both.
bald and that was her solution,
That seems
I
aggressive.
feel like she's been holding some things in. If her
Ooh.
Yes.
she wants to cut her hair and she's like, nope, screw you, I'm going bald.
Cheaper than therapy though. Just getting your head
Sounds like she
shaved.
needs some therapy though.
I bet she looks very cute bald.
No,
Well-
I bet she looks like shit.
So no. She says
False.
this. There's an extra
She's
part
liberated and
that
bald.
she added on. It says, "I love my buzz cut. It makes me feel empowered. And while it was an impulsive decision, I truly do love my buzzed
Lies.
hair."
Lies.
She added
I
that
think
on.
she might love the empowerment more than the buzzed hair.
Yes.
Ooh.
So
And if that
that
comes with a buzzed hair, then that's fine.
that begs the question: how are you guys? Like, do you care how she does her hair, or do you prefer it?
The only thing I don't want is the Dutch lady cut.
What is
What's
that?
that?
There's a like
You're about to offend a whole lot
Oh,
of people. who are
boy.
a
listening
whole
to
lot
this.
of
probably-
West
we
Michigan.
Well,
we
if they're
edit this?
listening to the show, they've already been offended.
I know.
If they made
They
it
have
this far.
the haircut.
Congratulations.
Well, especially since most of them are Christians, and I've clearly not been nice to Christians except for one episode. But it's
Trumper.
it's like this weird, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Is
Kind
it
of
the
like
short in the
Karen
back.
cut? Is it a
Kate-
Karen?
cut?
Karen or Kate.
So it's like
from-
shorter in the back, longer in the front, kind of
Yes,
poofed up.
That's Karen.
yeah, Karen,
Yes.
or that's Kate from Kate Plus 8. Remember
Hers
her?
was like
Oh.
a reverse mullet.
Yeah,
It
she was the one that
awesome.
started it,
Yes.
and all the Dutch ladies have that.
Interesting.
That's the only one I don't like.
I mean, you are around a lot of Dutch people, so I wouldn't call that a Dutch haircut. I would call that a Karen haircut.
We call that in our household. It's kind of like as soon as the Dutch ladies get married, they like chop their hair to that certain cut.
No, he's not wrong. They all do seem to cut their hair after they get married.
It's weird.
It is
So that's the only thing. Other than that, you can do what she wants with her hair.
I know.
Ours, we're pretty. I don't know. I wouldn't like it short, and I don't. It would look very weird if yours was short.
Shave
anyways.
it just to prove a point.
Do you remember? You probably don't.
Oh,
We had a fight over hair at some
Yeah,
point.
Sure, we did. We've had a fight over almost everything.
Tell us the story.
Yes. It was about hair. I don't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure I wanted to cut it and you didn't want me to. But then we kind of, for a hot set, we didn't break up, but I was mad at you.
Oh, so it was early on.
Wow.
then.
Early.
Dating.
And I put my hair in pigtails and chopped it like to my ears. Eventually went to the salon, but I was also a
I
poor
don't-
college student.
I love that.
But I went to the salon. She's like, "Do you know your hair's like 2 inches longer in the back than in the front?" I was like, "May have had to do something to do with this thing I did."
Oh
Yeah,
my
I cut it
gosh.
real short because I was mad at you.
Wow.
That's rough. Kate says Kevin is the a-hole. I
Yes.
don't know, is that
Oh
is that
yeah.
the first
And his
one?
name
That's-
is Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's the second one.
Second one. Okay.
I mean, most of the time, like you know who the person is. But man, never. And if he wanted it long, he shouldn't tell her to keep it long.
It's a weird flex to say, "Oh, you want to cut it shorter? I want you to go longer."
Yeah.
Again, never fought in 4 years, and this is what happened. I can't get over that.
But
I'm
that's
calling
also-
BS.
Listen, I am also a little bit of a proponent for like cohabitating with somebody before you get married because you don't know some of their weird
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Well, it says they've been married for 2 and together for 4.
That's wow. Doesn't mean they live together.
I mean, that's a long time to be together and to never fought. I'm still calling BS on that. So, throw away mother of
These people
one.
just take their problems to the internet.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, you got to take all this with a grain of salt. I'm sure some of it's true, but
This one's true, and so is the dad one. I always try to find the
there's
true one.
There. Okay.
I try to fact
People
check them.
embellish just like people on podcasts.
Oh, for sure. But like, there's the beginning. There's the kernel of truth.
100%. I totally agree. Yeah, well, they air it out because it's all anonymous. Like, it's not like Facebook where you know what I.
attached.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
just make up a username and it's not trackable by any means. I mean, I'm sure the dark web could do it, but
Ooh, let's figure out. No. Anyways, throw away mother of one. We are on your side. You know what? Keep that buzz cut if you want. Kevin can't tell you what to do.
He's not your boss.
Not the boss of you.
He's not the boss of you.
well,
Well,
maybe they should just work it out. You guys are like, he's not the boss. Like, maybe you guys should have a conversation
Well, true,
about it.
but he's still not our boss.
They're also young.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's time to work that out for people who have strong opinions about how other people look. It takes a while to work that out sometimes.
well, and let's not generalize, but we will here. She's 25. He's 30.
That means he's actually like 23 mentally.
Yeah, maybe.
If he's lucky.
This is a good
If
point.
he's like,
So what's my maturity level then at?
depends on the day.
I mean, let's shoot for an average.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, you're pretty good.
Well,
You're
it's hesitated.
fine.
Just thinking.
You're fine.
You're fine.
No, I
You're
want
actually pretty mature unless you're left by yourself and you're like 8.
Oh.
Play
That's-
video games and eat cereal all day long.
They have the
She's
shit.
eating so much cereal, stomach
Yeah, it's
hurts.
just-
Okay, but you still haven't given an age because what's Natalie next? I think this is a good
I
question.
think it would be, I don't know, mid-30s. Like you're
Ooh.
fairly level-headed.
I'll
and-
take that.
So now is that counting the times that he also acts like a kid, and like does that have to bring it down
Sure.
a little bit?
That's an average.
It's an average.
Okay.
Don't try
Mid
to.
there.
Don't try
I'm
to.
just-
I mean, she gave a number, bro. Let's move on to your wife.
You just don't want to be
Exactly.
Natalie.
30s.
Oh, you just
He
copied.
is mid 30s.
But I don't. Well, what am I don't know.
You can say whatever.
It depends on the situation. Okay,
Exactly.
listen.
That's why we're doing averages.
Between there is not a dinner that we do not talk about farts and poop.
Oh my gosh, us too.
So sometimes it's 15. Sometimes you're 15.
I mean, also me driving in Colorado. I was driving like I was a 16-year-old guy.
Yes.
But
You
I'm not
driving
good at
crazy?
math,
oh
so
yeah,
I
with the
can't average
vans on
that.
gravel roads, it was such a blast.
Oh, because you could get loose a little
Yeah,
bit.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
That was a lot of fun, especially with a 15-passenger van and kids.
I mean, not with the kids. He didn't do that.
oh yeah,
Do you want me to edit that out?
no, because
Okay.
because my kid was in there too, and we were safe the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, when they're dead, you could say that to the.
they
my
made
kid
it back
was in
alive.
there
They're
too.
safe now. he
He's
can
dead
say it.
too, so it's okay.
They made it back alive.
Idiot.
Mm.
10.
Then
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
so mid-30s, boom, and
30s.
I am in my mid-30s. She's
I
No,
mean,
no, no,
yeah.
no. He's in his late 30s.
Yeah, he is. But she
38 is mid.
She knocked.
It's
No,
late.
It's late.
She
It's
knocked
late.
10 years off of mine. You
I know.
only knocked like 2 years.
Well, you don't
off.
want to knock 10 years off a hit. That's 20. That's like 28.
I know. And then that's
So?
nobody's pleasant to 28.
No.
especially guys.
Ugh.
It's a
Great.
terrible age.
really
for
is.
You go to
them.
your 10-year reunion, everybody's just
Did you go to
the
your
same.
10-year
I
reunion?
did. It
Did
was
you?
not, I did not like it.
Did you go to your next one? 15,
No, I don't think we had. I'm a 2000 grad, so our 20-year would have been in 2020,
Oh.
which is no bueno. for
That's
anybody.
COVID.
No, yeah.
So you guys just lost it forever? Like they never like
I
the
went
next
to-
Nobody
year?
contacted. It was odd. Our class president did not plan our tenure either. For some weird reason, somebody else did.
That's like
It was weird.
he signs up to be the class president when he's 18, and all of a sudden it's a lifelong job.
Yeah,
for
that's
the rest
not
of
the
his
age. Like,
life.
you better plan this party for
That's
everyone.
we
Well,
should tell the children,
he-
don't do this.
He does have a responsibility to try to find someone else to do it. If he doesn't want to do it,
I just wonder if they know this going into when you're senior and
No.
you're trying to win a popularity contest that you're
Yeah.
actually signing on for something for the rest of your life.
I don't know where I'm at. What I was 94, so that's
Oh, it's a lot of math.
I know.
You're almost 30? Almost to
Yeah.
your 30th.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh
going.
man, we went to your tenure.
We did. Yeah, I was gonna say that, but you were talking, so
Which she's
That's the
supposed-
we're co-hosting.
I know.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
welcome.
kidding.
We're the
for
hosts
talk-
of this damn show.
I'm
Jeez.
sorry, I'll be quiet now. You want to do the sponsor?
Yeah, Irvine's Auto, right?
Oh, there's a lot more, but you
They're
got-
awesome. They don't fix Teslas.
I did hear that
Correct.
part.
Yeah.
Or Volkswagen.
Yes.
Yes.
See?
What's Lynette's car?
It was a Prius.
A Prius.
They
I
definitely fixed
sent her
Prius.
there. She was very happy, a coworker of mine. Very happy. She couldn't find anyone to fix her Prius correctly, and they did. She was very happy.
And Irvine's is not spelled.
Spelled with an E,
It's an E, but
not
not
an I.
an I. Okay, I didn't know if
Correct.
it was I or an A. I don't know how to spell it.
When you
honestly.
hear the word Irvines, you think I, right?
Yeah, because the name
I don't.
Irvine.
Irvin.
No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think I have an opinion on that either way.
Well, I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. You can call them at 532-6600 or you can schedule online, irvines.com. Like Natalie said, they do not fix Volkswagens or Teslas, but they're the experts on hybrids and EVs. And yeah, the reason I know that number off the back of my head is because they've been a sponsor for Gig for a couple of years, and now they decided to support us, and I can't be happy, or I'm very happy.
I was trying to watch where you were reading that, and you didn't.
I'm
This is
not-
why Jason did theater.
No,
You
Ian.
did theater.
Oh, Natalie.
all 4 years.
Do you
of-
have visual proof of this?
I mean, I bet I could. I don't physically have it, but I could find it from somebody.
Were you the music man?
No, I didn't do musicals because I can't sing.
He did plays like when were Evergreen plays? In the last 10 years.
Early 2000s, maybe?
So almost
No,
20
after
years.
we were married,
late,
sweet man.
late, like
We had
probably
children.
08 to 012, I would guess.
Let's
He was a
find
lead.
these.
It was like a Midsummer's Night's Dream, but Jersey style. He had a fake tan. Literally,
If anyone
got
can
his fake
find
tan.
these,
No beard.
If anyone can find these videos, we would be so happy with you.
Oh, she's getting her phone out.
I did hairspray through them. So I did that
Evergreen
recently.
videos. Please,
Yeah.
somebody pull
I
those
love
up.
that.
I did To Kill a Mockingbird in high school.
Who are you?
I was Dill.
I should have been more knowledgeable in the book before I asked that question.
I was like, that's bold of you. I don't even know the book.
I mean, I could have lied and been like, oh, but I don't know.
Oh, that's okay. It wasn't a lead role. It was like a colo.
Colo.
Colo, like Coolio. Anyways, so yes. See, these why these ads are 3 minutes
Yeah.
because, you know.
At that point when we're at the ad, other than Jason has a voice which he reads ads in, which is different than the normal voice.
That's true.
You have
I do.
the ad voice.
The ad voice. But anyways, use Irvine's. We would appreciate it.
And as Megan said, they fixed something that no one else can. So call them.
That's right.
So we are going to Megan is
What do
on
you-
a rabbit trail.
I was gonna try to find it, but there's no way.
I will find it tonight when I poop. That is my pooping goal.
I
All
just
right.
saw something that said it's so terrible for you to sit on the toilet when you're not pooping.
Yeah.
It is.
Makes your perineum weak
I don't even know what a
I mean,
perineum is,
That's
but I
the-
don't want to figure that out.
between your wiener and your butthole.
And is that how you get the
It's one
Hemorrhoids.
hemorrhoids?
It
one
is.
reason.
No, well, I think it's more the pushing if you're constipated. Here,
Oh.
we're talking about poop.
Yes.
Do you talk about that at the table too?
Yeah.
I
we
ask
would.
us specifically to not talk about poop, and the person that brings up poop and farts is Jason, literally every single time.
Awesome job, dude. Awesome
Thank
job.
you. I appreciate that.
A dad's role is to make sure poop is talked about.
I love talking about poop, not when I'm eating.
I thought as soon as you said that, I thought she would freak out because she gets on me so much about that. Like, yeah.
How does Avery feel about it as a teen girl? Like, is she into it or is she grossed out by it and like, Dad?
She's more embarrassed just because she knows my rule.
Yeah.
And every time you break it, every meal.
No, I wouldn't say every meal. Maybe 3 out of the 7.
Oh, that's not bad.
I
at
was
all.
going to say 5.
Okay. Well, here we go with averages again. We'll go with 4.
This time the man's average is lower than the woman's. Anyways, we are going to recap season 2 here. So we kind of brought you on because you're our wives and you're fun to talk to, but we want to hear your views on this past season 2 of 2022. That's a lot of 2s.
My idea through all of this is we don't have to go through every one. If conversation
Yeah.
happens in one, then we're just going to go with it. So
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it.
So I have a list here. Yeah, and we can just I'll just skip down to the questions because you guys read the list of all of them. And if somebody's listening and they want to know the list, they can go on their app and they can just go back and see all the episodes.
Yeah.
So Megan, we'll start with you.
Okay.
You're on the hot seat.
Yeah.
And then from there, we'll just kind of throw it out and just see where this goes. What was your favorite episode and why?
Oh, she doesn't listen anymore.
I didn't listen to the Blake Fine one. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm not going to listen to it before
Well-
the show either.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we had good content before that interview, though.
Yeah.
Mike's goal was to change those up a little bit and not just have the interview. Because honestly, people tune in for us, not
Because we're amazing, apparently.
right. So I'm surprised you didn't at least you thought the whole thing was his interview, right?
I did.
Oh,
You didn't
see?
tell me about this fancy new.
Jason.
Well, how do we communicate that with our listeners then?
You could put it in the little
The show notes.
the synopsis thing.
I think I did.
He's yelling at me, and then he's the one that writes them.
I actually
Want me to
think
look
I
it up?
did. I think I did put in there that I think so, but maybe I didn't.
I have to
on that
look.
one.
Because
Do you
early on I stopped listening to interviews just because I wasn't super interested in some of them.
You know what though?
was.
You know what the Megan, like before I was on the show, I did the same thing. That's also why I changed the format because I
Ah.
figured like people wanted to still hear about our lives. That's why they would keep pushing play. I don't know why, but they do. So I figured
true.
give the people what they want
Like
and
watching a
then
car
throw
accident.
it. I know.
Want to keep tuning in.
After
I feel
Jason,
it's-
after Jason and Mike catch up about life and all that they have on the interview, Blake Fine, who is the creator of the host of the Rethinking
Ooh, I
Christianity
did put-
podcast.
Yes. Take that, Megan.
All right, fine.
Now,
I
I
saw a different name and I was like, nope.
Sorry, Blake.
And skip.
You
I
know what
will-
though?
Crime
To
Puff.
be fair though, Blake didn't share that, so I'm fine with him getting crap on this one.
You know, he didn't share it.
I know, so I'm fine with Megan going.
He ain't
Maybe
gonna
he thought people would do the same thing and see other people interviewing
Like,
him.
who are
and be
these
like,
Mike and Jason
Nope,
people?
not interested.
Nope.
I mean, it was a good interview. I mean, it wasn't like
It wasn't groundbreaking.
it was a single. It wasn't a double, a
It
triple, a
was
home run.
vanilla,
It was
Yeah.
which is fine.
it's okay.
Which
They're-
I feel like
it.
also I may have heard that kind of feedback in the house, so maybe I wasn't feeling it like
Ooh.
tuning in.
You didn't sell it.
You did.
Sometimes most times Jason will not tell me anything about the show, which is really annoying.
I do that to Natalie.
But also, this door is far from soundproof, and it somehow actually shoots the sound straight up into the living room. So there
it
are
keeps the
times,
sound mostly from there to here, but for
Yes.
whatever reason, it goes right up that crack.
oh,
and I would tell him, I can hear every word that you say. You cannot. Literally, it's like I'm listening to it in my own ears. But yeah, sometimes I can hear it.
okay.
Okay.
So the Blake one wasn't
Thank
your favorite. Can you tell us one that was maybe
Yes.
one of your top three?
Okay, so I don't have a specific one. Here's the thing. I just really like hearing stuff that you guys are talking about, or you talking about you guys that happens with us. And I'm like,
Mm.
"Ah,
Agreed. Yes.
thank goodness."
Like with ladies in general, or just like you're in your own life.
Just in your own life, or especially when you guys are doing highs and lows, hearing
Yeah.
lows that are similar lows
Yeah.
to something you've done, or it's just nice having camaraderie. Again, I know because Threads always talks about, the social media, whatever it is, the fake Facebook fake.
Yeah.
And just that the older I get, the more I don't post on social media ever. And I start getting annoyed. at
Oh, I
people that
did, and then
do.
I got hate, so
Ugh.
then I stopped posting.
See,
it.
this is why. But it's just nice hearing other people's stuff. It's also interesting hearing like Jason's rendition of things that happen. And I'm still sitting there like, that's not even close to what happened.
I like when they're talking and they're like, we should ask Natalie about this. You should ask Natalie about this.
Yes, you
And
should
then they never
live
do.
text her. And
They
then
We should
Live
add
texting,
that.
like
I
phone a
mean,
friend.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can hook a phone up through this.
Let's
Fact
do
checking
that.
live.
Literally
Perfect.
just go FaceTime and then just
Okay, we got to figure out how to live stream it to them or to Natalie because Megan can hear it apparently better than
You
live
can just
stream.
start yelling from upstairs.
I can just have
I
her
should.
just
She
turn
can
on.
call
stomping
in.
down here. What the
Yeah,
hell?
you should just call in.
See, that's what you should do. You should call us, but don't like mute us so we can't speak yet. And you just tell the story from your perspective, and then you tune in where we're going, "It's not even close."
Okay,
That
maybe
doesn't sound fun for you that you're not going to be able to speak about it while we're talking.
Well,
But
about
that's
we'll
the fun
be-
part. So
you
I can
just
get all
can't hear
worked
us,
up. It's
yeah.
like when I'm listening to it while grocery shopping and people see me and I'm doing that.
I'm
it. No, because
What is she listening to? She's so mad.
all the time walking the dog. I'm like, what is that?
No, because this is Mike and I's safe space, and we're not having women invade it on a regular basis.
I don't want to be down here on a regular basis.
No, I'll be honest with you. When I say it, not like it might not be how she thinks of it. It's not that I'm lying. It's just that's my perspective
Right.
of it, which
Yes.
clearly is wrong.
Well, no, it's not wrong.
Or
I
wrong.
often find that something that I felt like was a very emotionally
Ah.
impactful thing, you're like, and then we had a fight. Or like, I wasn't as great as I should have been. And then I was like, oh, I cried for 3 days about that.
I'm still weeping.
I'd unpack it in therapy.
Oh no.
Now, how funny would that be if she did scream down and was like, I'm still weeping? And you
Yes.
could barely pick it up on the mics. I'd leave that in.
So
there.
so was one of those when your trip, which we have the paperwork to,
Oh, yeah.
did it happen? Because Jason said that he put it in a compartment, like he dealt with it, put it in a compartment, and moved on.
Yeah, he did.
How about you? How did that go?
I did not move on. It took me some days.
I know, but like that was one of those where you made it seem like you processed it pretty quick.
I do, because that's the best way to do it.
You're getting looked
It's the
at.
best way to box it away and hide it where no one will ever find it
She's
inside my soul.
she's looking at you like,
Hey, my childhood made me learn that.
I-
So
Yes, it did.
now you feel bad now, don't you?
Not really.
But you've done a lot of hard work to make that not who you are now.
ooh.
I'm not there yet.
But how do you get there?
By working on it. I am working
Well,
on
I
it.
feel like that
I
thing,
know.
though, that incident was a very deep disappointment that wasn't caused by you screwing up because you had a crappy childhood or
Or
you know,
I
like a
mouthed
flash in the
off,
pan.
or
It
Right.
was like a for real oopsie.
oopsie daisies. Oopsie, can't
We're
travel.
not going anywhere.
Just kidding.
Here's your birthday present. It's nothing.
It was a cute box
Open it up. It's disappointment.
with sand.
In a
Cute.
in a mini beach chair.
Cute box of sorrow. But so it was the first time.
But it was really nice
It
that you
was.
did that. No, go ahead.
So for me, who in 2 hours time was going somewhere and then wasn't going anywhere, but I'm such a people pleaser. I didn't, and you
Right.
were so upset. I didn't know what to do. So I was like, I did the thing that I do. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. And then he compartmentalized it and he was done with it. And I was not done with it. And I thought, okay, in some sort of Disney world, right? Like maybe he'll make it up to me on my real birthday and we'll do a thing. There will be a cake. There will be a thing. And it was Match's birthday. I was like, did you give me like a cake or anything? And he's like, no. He's like, we had cake with your mom.
I was like, I got to work out and I got to edit threads. So we'll have to do
Ooh.
something on the weekend. We planned something on the weekend. I don't remember what we did.
I don't
Yeah,
There
I dropped the ball.
There was some sort of dinner. But anyways, it's just interesting to hear the whole other side because I remember listening, sitting here in the seat and like, you're like, yeah, I put it in a box and I did that. But then Meaghan saw it. Someone was like, oh, there's a lot more there, which is fun just to hear the other side a little bit.
was a lot more there.
Jason will probably get a chance to do this to me in a second. So, that's all good. Nat, can you tell us your favorite episode?
I don't have like a favorite. I always enjoy Joe Pellerito. I really think, Joe, that you could read audiobooks for a living. Like
Right.
read Little Women and put it on Audible. I would listen.
Really? You like his
He
voice?
does have a soothing voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Guess we're chopped liver there, Mike.
I know. She never says that about me. So
I hate my voice.
you wouldn't want this voice reading you a book
No.
tonight.
Just because she says something nice about Joe doesn't mean the two of you are
Oh,
hot
so
garbage. I mean,
shady.
she's saying something nice.
No.
I like
She starts caressing his leg and moving her hand up towards the
I think we
penis.
read different versions of Little Women.
Oh, okay.
This sounds like a murder rape version of.
Oh no.
That's what Jason sounds like. So
I was
not
going
reading
for
that.
sexy, but
no, it's like
Oh,
a murder.
I got sexy out of that. I think Mike got murder. It's scary.
well,
Megan's used to your sexy voice. Megan,
It's time. Oh,
The time has come.
Drop your pants.
it kind of sounds like the movie theater guy.
I'm sure they probably do
In
that.
a world.
In a world with no pants. Coming soon to a theater near you, June 21st. No pants, Megan.
Oh no.
twice a year.
Oh, you motherfucker.
How dare you? It's every 8 weeks. Get it straight. I'm just
You
kidding.
double motherfucker. No, I am going to have to pee.
No, keep it.
We're having a great time with
Why
my...
don't they have us on more often? This is so
I know.
delightful.
My glasses are steaming.
I
up.
know,
I'm
you're-
laughing so hard.
You're dying over there, bro.
He did like the wave, like,
Like, stop, time out.
Can't see.
I'm gonna pee.
We're gonna pee.
Okay.
So yeah, back to Joe. Joe was a great one to have on.
I
Joe-
love Joe, too.
Yeah.
He's so kind.
Oh, so
Right.
good.
It helps that you probably like his voice because you know he's kind. Like that, it
So you
just
can
has the
hear it.
kindred.
Yes.
Yeah.
There isn't a lot of, because have you spent time around Joe outside of?
No, when that race that you guys did in
Oh,
East
and-
Grand Rapids,
yeah.
I saw
Oh,
him
yeah.
running and we said, hey.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it was a good time.
Because I think I've been to a bonfire that he was at.
Yeah.
But he is that same person.
Right.
Like listening to his show and listening to how he functions. He is that person in real life, and it's rare to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just genuinely nice people.
Well, because even like when you and I race, he'll text us that
Mhm.
he's
Even if he's not at the
Yeah.
race.
Yep, he'll text us. and
Aw,
I
that's
know
so nice.
he's that guy. He's always sending nice things, and so
And it was really cool for him to say that he had been really struggling with his mental health.
Yeah.
And kind of didn't call us out to check in on him, but asked for it a little bit, which
Yeah.
I thought was really incredible for someone, especially a man, to do that, to say, hey, check in on me. And I actually felt bad that I hadn't done it as much. So, with this push-up thing, we're kind of checking in on each other. But so
Man, checking in.
what's the one you hated, or what do you hate the most other than the interviews?
I didn't listen to all of them.
Ooh.
I thank you for
You
being
guys gave
honest, but
me
you're
so much
gonna
shit for
turn
that.
that mic off now.
You see
I'll
yourself
yell
out.
real loud.
Well, there were certain ones you didn't, and you were telling me
I
before supper.
purposefully didn't listen to, like, I didn't listen to all the abortion one. I didn't listen.
Well, that's when your husband was a Trumper.
That's why I didn't listen. No.
Ooh, no,
I
I'm
didn't
kidding about
listen
that.
to the gun one just because that's so. I can't even really have conversations about it because I start crying.
Yeah.
So there's no way that I was going to be able to listen
That's
to it.
totally fair.
And then Megan, I love you with a Randy Travis kind of love, forever and ever, amen. But I didn't listen to the one that you were on when we were in Colorado.
What
Megan
was
and
that
Megan.
one?
Megan and Megan.
Oh, I haven't listened to that one either.
Okay.
Jason.
Because I still feel really bad. I don't want to listen to
Oh,
it.
it's fine.
So did you listen to the one where we processed it the next time?
Yes. Well, I wanted to hear that. I want to hear the dirt.
I would say the numbers kind of line up that it was people did listen to it. So what?
What? I was talking to Natalie.
They have side conversations.
Kay says, "Oh my God, dying, poor Jason." See? Thank you.
but
Thank
you know
Kay.
she's dying though, which means she's laughing just as hard
Oh,
as
I'm
we
sure.
are.
I'm sure
She doesn't
is.
really feel bad for you on this one.
Yeah,
Basically, the title is "All of Them Gang Up on Jason."
pretty much, and I'm okay with that. I think it's some funny shit. Okay, so what one thing have you learned about us from the episodes?
Megan
I
didn't
mean-
answer her least favorite though either.
Oh, she didn't?
No.
No, sorry, I was just trying to.
I
keep it
know
going.
you're like trying to move the show on. Just let it breathe,
bro.
I think we have
All
fun.
right, what episode do you hate?
I don't hate any episode, but similar. I did listen all the way through both of the. I mean, I didn't listen to the Megan and Megan one either, but
I mean, you were
the-
on it, so
fair.
mean-
I was there, but I didn't listen. I did listen all the way through the gun and the abortion, but I just don't like those topics either. And listening to, I mean, it was good to listen to you guys be different, especially in the Roe v. Wade, right? That you guys had different opinions and you could have those opinions and talk as grown-ups. But that was like my one rule coming on the show. I'm like, I will not be discussing that at all.
That's fair.
So it's also hard to listen to that stuff too.
Exactly. It's very, I found that too, because I knew going into it would be spicy.
yeah.
Yes.
Conversation.
Jason was the spiciest out of it. Megan loved how spicy he was.
Well, so I think our conversation was really good, and that's how people are supposed to. I mean, I did drop some swears, but I wasn't actually mad at Mike.
Yeah,
I
you
was
weren't
mad
saying
at
at me.
the protesters. Thank you. But I mean, that's how conversations are supposed to have. Like, I joke Mike being a Trumper or whatever. That's just tongue in cheek. We're joking. I love him for who he is and what
And he's not a Trumper.
No, of course not. And what he believes, that's not my business.
Right.
That's his business. And we can get along and have conversations and like it's fine. That's what we all should be having in America. It's just conversation.
Right.
Yes, it can get heated. We didn't call each other names. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So but I'm not offended if you don't listen to episodes. It doesn't bother me.
Don't tell lies.
I actually am not.
All right.
I'm more
Oh,
Mm.
the truth.
I'm more annoyed you were like, tell me about the show. I'm like, I just got done recording it. Like, just listen to it. Like,
Oh, boo
Yeah, I
hoo.
hear
I
that too.
ask you how your day was, and you're like, I'm not talking about it. Just listen to the
how you're
show.
sitting right now.
Yes, it's usually with that stance.
But it's different though than a whole day versus an episode. I feel like an episode, you've done all this and you've gone through it, you've processed like you've just said it, you haven't processed it. And it's like, oh, process that real quick.
yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Do you know how much show prep I actually do help with every week? Jason, what were my highs? What were my lows? I have to help him
Well,
with the
of
show.
course.
So
Okay.
then we talk extensively.
So you know the highs and lows
Pre-show,
then.
And then post-show, I'm always like, how was that? Because sometimes you're like, ooh, we're going to talk about this subject. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm like, how did it go? And you're like, I don't want to talk about it.
Do I sound
You
like
have to
that?
listen. Yeah, listen to the show. That's what it sounds like in my head.
Do I sound like a drunk?
Jason's internal. Okay, so what's one thing you've learned about us? Either one can answer for.
I
Either
learned you
Jason
were
or-
gonna, yeet yourself to the Appalachian Trail for a month.
That wasn't this season though.
I'm still
She's
super
still-
salty about it.
Still angry.
I mean,
it's still the plan if you've listened. I mean, they still talk about it.
I was saying the other day, I want one girls' weekend. My girlfriends are all turning 40. I just thought like 2 days. It's like,
Mm,
why
do it.
can't I go to the Appalachian Trail? I'm like, 2 days does not equal
A month.
a month.
So I told Natalie is
Not
we
the same
would
thing.
we would go for a week, and then we'd call, be like, hey, we got lost. We're gonna be out here and just going for the whole forest.
I mean, you got
I-
yourself lost in the woods. She'd be like, "Oh, it's tracks. You can't." Or in the
Well-
dunes,
well,
wherever
right,
you were lost.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Turning my phone off. It's fine.
Turn the phone off. Say back.
I'm
I
lost. I'm
listen
turning my
to-
phone off. Bye. See you in a month.
I listen to crime podcasts religiously, and I apparently have taught him nothing.
No.
No, I don't listen to you when you talk about your crime podcast. They're basic
Well,
white girl like
I could be saving your life.
you could.
This is also the plight of the Enneagram 6 is that we like have prepared for all the things and no one will listen to us.
You're an Enneagram
until
6 too?
until the world is in peril,
And then they will need us and be like, "I told you I have a backpack. Hold on."
and we'll share it.
Yes. With
Okay,
just each other.
We
and no
all
defense.
need the different people in the world. You guys are those. Great. We're
Yeah, but then when
We're
we
not those.
something else.
clearly when you're let loose on your own, you're like, "I don't know what I am. I'm gonna turn this phone off. Bye." I'm gonna follow the sun and the moss on the trees.
Except,
Even though I'm not an outdoorsman, that's what I'm gonna do.
to be fair though, it did work out. I made it back,
It did.
and I was saving it for better. I think it was good. So, anyways, what's something else you learned this season
Moving on.
from this season? What did you learn this season from us about us? Either one of you?
She learned that I have a low sex drive.
Oh yeah, Megan did learn that on the show.
No, Natalie did.
I knew that.
You don't gotta rub it in.
I'm just saying, I didn't learn that.
I mean, she must have an active sex life. I don't know. Oh, this got awkward.
I don't.
It's okay if you don't
I
know
feel
anything.
like every episode was somewhat educational. But
Yeah, you don't have
So,
to.
so
I
were there
wouldn't
any were there any major surprises this season, or did I get better? I thought there was one, but maybe I did a better job.
I think you did maybe the Appalachian Trail was just so big that it doesn't matter what it is from now on.
So in his defense, we thought about it for next year, but we're not even talking about it now. Like if we were gonna plan it, we would have already had you need like a year and a half of planning. Like this is not something you pull out of your ass.
And also to be fair, we talked about this someday, and Jason just made it this year because
yeah,
I
no,
was
I made
so
it for
mad.
next year, 2023.
Oh, either way,
That is coming up. It's like 6 months away. Less than.
would be
Well,
October
well,
of
it would be in
2023.
the fall.
Well-
what am I gonna quit work?
Obviously, they've told us so much about this.
Yes,
You can't act insulted that we don't know the plans when you don't tell us about the whole thing.
I feel like Mike's been pretty minimal on when
Yeah.
Jason first started. I would hear all sorts of things that I did not know. And I'm like, what in the hell is this?
We had
all
some
the time.
discussions about that for sure.
Ben's wife too, Andy and I would talk, and I'm like, she's like, it's happening to me too. Like these things. So yeah, you're far better starting out than Jason was.
What would have been smart about though is if I do have those, I'll go home and tell Natalie before
Yes.
it airs. Be like, oh yeah, and that was when I said, oh, there's something that I'm supposed to tell you that I haven't, but I forgot what it was.
It's not important. It's fine.
And apparently it was that one. But anyways, yeah, I try to learn from their mistakes of like,
It's good.
But is it okay
Yeah, I
to
don't
go
like
home?
surprises.
Go home and tell her after you say it?
it's
So
better
Jason
than
and I
her
have
Do you
planned
listening.
a
lie
trip.
and just kind of present it, or did you say,
No,
"Hey,
no,
I
no.
talked about
I talked about it on
Yeah.
the show
Okay, that's fair then.
because there's something with both of you. I think with you talking with your sister, it came out on air first.
There was something about that. Yeah. Yeah.
That one didn't bother me. but-
No.
Megan, was there anything that you learned about us from these episodes?
Well, I think it's always interesting because you guys became friends but we haven't spent a ton of time together.
Mhm.
So I don't really know you all that well just from listening to the show. That's all I really have a lot of context.
It's
in.
all fake.
And probably vice versa if I were to say. So it's always learning something new about Mike and then listening to the dynamic between the two of you, because as much as I think you are alike, you are also quite different.
Mhm.
And so that's just an interesting dynamic to hear play out. But you both are really good at pushing each other when you are different.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think before there was more shutting down when you would push. Because I think
Yeah.
having opposites is a really good dynamic to have in a show like this. But when Jason gets fiery, like when he was getting spicy, and I was like, dang, this is why I can't fight with Jason. because he will debate my ass, and I just shut down. I'm like, hell, and then I'll usually just cry instead. I don't know what's happening.
This sounds sick, but I enjoy that. Like, I enjoy being like, it's going down, and until you back down, this is what's gonna happen.
The other day, Mike you were just having a spicy day, and I legit told him, like, can you just call Jason and get it out with him, because I'm not interested in entertaining.
Was he mad at me?
No.
Oh,
he was
just
I was spicy in general.
Like, call somebody who will engage this nonsense.
I have to actually say something that's really funny too. I love the words that Mike and I pick up that emanates through you guys too, because you're saying spicy. Now, remember, it was juicy. Did juicy ever? Remember we would say
No.
this is juicy.
No, I remember you talking about your hammies being juicy. That
Yeah.
never went all the way through to her.
You picked that up
terrible
from
adjective.
Peloton, didn't you?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
Peloton.
that was the lady that. But I'm just saying, you're saying spicy, and Mike and I have been saying spicy for the last 2 weeks.
I
Maybe
think I started spicy.
maybe
did
she
you
did.
start it, and then you
Sure.
Yeah.
No, because you
Most
said
of his
spicy.
good stuff comes from me.
Or maybe they both thought it at the same time.
Could be. I don't
Could
know.
be.
But I just find it funny when I hear the phrases that you and I are saying that
Yeah.
come from the ladies. But
Because we
anyways.
love you so much. No? All right.
I'm not allowed to say anything. Mike's leading the show. So
Awkward
I
silence.
thought this was our show.
Yeah, the girls are leading
All
the
right,
show.
well,
Why
what's
are
the
you
next
asking
question?
questions? I'm leading this show.
So what's one way you've seen the show make us better people, even this season or another season? Because we haven't had both of you on at the same time.
I like how you guys encourage each other to become better people. There's been friendships in the past where, Mike, you have had that they just kind of encourage, stagnant. Well, stay here you are, because I don't want to change, therefore I don't want you to change, and just miserable. So I really appreciate how you encourage each other to be better people, like work that out, figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to just sit in your misery. And I've appreciated that a lot. It's been beneficial even in our marriage that he has somebody on the other end who's being like, no, it's not okay. Figure that out.
And Jason would rarely ever take my side, and vice versa. If there's a disagreement between us, he'd normally take your side.
And I love that.
I mean,
Which is good. Which is good
true.
for me. Which is
Sometimes
good.
you're an asshole, and I'm like,
Oh, for sure.
I'm like, I don't know, bro.
But she's talking about friendships though before, because you can have guy friendships though, right? Where like you're like, oh yeah, she's such a blah blah blah. Instead of like, actually, dude, you should.
Oh yeah, just like shitting on the spouse.
Yeah,
or
the
Yeah.
spouse
whatever.
instead of calling the person out. So yeah, no, I see that. That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I have someone in my life that does that to his own wife, and I'm like, bro, that's not a healthy
It's not
relationship.
okay.
Like, talks bad about his own wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
we talk when the mics are off. We talk real. No, I'm just
for sure.
Meaghan, how about you? What's one way you've seen Jason or I become better people? I mean,
Ooh.
mostly Jason, because you know him more.
Fair. I just seen you become a person who I don't remember from the first time we met.
Become a
I'm not keeping that in
You're a
the
real
back of my
person
mind.
now.
I'm a real
Not
person.
a ghost person that I knew one time.
That went on for a long time.
It'll always linger.
Yeah.
I mean, Meaghan brought it up this time. I was just gonna let it go.
I haven't heard that come out
Sorry,
of your
it
mouth.
still
so-
didn't jog the memory. You're still a ghost person. No, I actually, it's nice seeing Jason in a relationship where I'm like, all right, you can meet his level of passion for things and getting little tiffs with each other, but it actually resolves itself.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Jason's choice of friends have never been my favorite. When we were first married, he had this group of friends, one of them being the person who was posting shit about his push-ups, but that was his good friends, were these guys that all they did was tear each other down.
Right.
They were also really mean to their wives, and so we'd hang out as these groups, and I'm just watch them just shit on
Just
each other.
one of them was mean to his wife. The other ones weren't.
Okay.
I just if they do hear
not
this,
mean to their wives, but one just anyway. But Are you gonna edit that out now?
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm just clarifying. So
Yes. So, but just that was their dynamic, was that bro thing where they just only made fun of each other. They didn't really talk about stuff. And I would watch you want to have deeper relationships with people. And then obviously this last deeper relationship didn't work out either.
yeah, that one backfired.
But it's nice to see that deepening, but having it's different.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're more relaxed in it too.
Mhm.
I'll put it this way. I have not talking.
Oh.
Private school, y'all. I have not spoke to my therapist in a session about Mike, other than positive. The other one, several sessions.
We have had several sessions about that
Yes.
person. A lot of our check-ins were about that person
Yes.
for a long time.
Yes. And, there's times where I'm like, man, Mike's pissing me off today. I'm like, ugh, whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm like, he's being spicy or whatever.
Spicy.
And, but then it's just like, whatever. I don't know. It's just so different.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you say the same about me. Like, Jason's being an a-hole today. I don't know what his problem
I
is.
put my phone down or say stop being an a-hole.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's yeah, that's it.
I never feel like there is
Tension.
jealousy.
Oh,
Mm.
was there jealousy before?
Well, in some of your old friendships, there was jealousy of like, well, don't hang out with home. Don't go home. Spend time with the guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, I shouldn't have
Oh.
to fight.
that's weird.
Like, you were my husband before you were their boyfriends.
Right.
So,
And you guys should have I always know that the husband and wife have a healthy relationship when they're like, yeah, I can hang out, or no, I gotta go. I
Right.
got shit to do at home. You know what I
right.
mean?
And I
Like,
never enjoyed that pressure that other group of friends would give you.
oh,
Yeah.
that
I
was
didn't
not-
like
It was
that.
not good.
That's not a good friend.
He didn't, I want to speak for Mike. He didn't fall to that
Right.
often.
Were they younger though?
We were younger.
See, that I think that's just a young thing.
Yeah, there was one who was older who shouldn't have been.
It was
that way.
a weird dynamic to feel like my husband was having to choose who he hangs out with.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, why can't
It's
we
not
just
right. I
cohabitate?
just think it's like those guys weren't mature enough yet. And they
Agreed.
don't quite understand marriage and relationships, and some of them are probably still single. But
So this is a more I hit it. I didn't think I would.
that's pretty.
Ah.
That's how you know you got comfortable.
Pull the bend.
So this is a more mature. I mean, they talk about poop, but it's a more
Fair.
mature.
But it also is fun though. Like that's what I love about it.
Yes.
It's mature but also fun. We can talk
Yeah.
about poop and
And I hear him giggling often, most of the time in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because of something.
Well, I'll be
say.
honest with you. Like I've been worried about Mike all week. Like I
Yes.
messaged Natalie, and why did you tell him right away? I told you in the
Ooh.
message, don't tell Mike that I checked in on
Because
him.
he needs to know that those who love him are seeing
Yeah.
this and
I
they're
know, but I
worried.
can't trust you now
Why?
because what if I say don't tell Mike that I'm
But
Okay,
would it have as much of an impact if I said to you, I'm worried about you, and so is Mike? When I tack on your bestie onto like we are concerned versus because I'm
But I
always
was trying to
concerned.
protect him from being fussy that I checked in on him around him.
was I fussy though? Or did it like, oh yeah, Jason checked in with
No,
Natalie
I
there for a
wasn't.
minute.
knew in this situation, I knew what my husband needed.
Okay.
She was right. She
Ooh.
was right in this one.
yeah.
But I can see where you would be worried because you guys probably
Yeah.
haven't had something where you've been worried about something going on with Mike and you checked with Natalie on that. That's probably the first time that kind of a dynamic went down. So you would be worried.
And to clarify, I checked in with Mike a bunch before
Right.
I didn't go
Yeah.
right to Natalie.
Correct.
I was just like, this is going on longer than I am
Mhm.
comfortable with.
I like
And
that
I
you
think I
were.
even told Mike, like, Jason doesn't want me to ask, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, there's a lot of there. See, it's a good thing we're not doing personal update. We don't have to get
Well,
into
I
this.
think the
It
next
says
one is
mental health discussion
so
right there.
we can just-
if time allows.
I'm pretty sure time is going to allow. Your faithful listeners deserve. All three of them.
No, that was a good conversation. And, I was a little bummed that you did like immediately. I'm like, don't tell Mike 1 second later. I just told Mike that you messed. I was like,
I am pretty direct. So I
Yeah.
don't like to.
did you feel weird that I was asking you to lie? Is that what it was?
No.
Oh, okay.
She just thought it was important that I knew that she and you both cared.
Okay. That's fair. It was just
I
so
did not
it was just
know
so-
what was going on.
I
did not care.
Megan says she doesn't care, but Jason's really worried.
Megan does not give a shit about you, but Jason
She
is
doesn't.
worried.
She doesn't even remember you.
I
so-
know she doesn't. She doesn't remember me
know
from
who you
last
are.
week. Who are you?
Some Mike guy's at our door. Oh, he is.
This weird guy who keeps doing this.
So I am sorry that I betrayed your trust, but
I
in
mean,
that case,
snitches get stitches.
Was it more
Fine.
impactful hearing that Jason was also worried about you?
It was.
Okay.
Again, I trust your judgment. All jokes aside,
Yeah.
you knew what he needed, so you
Yep.
did what you had to do, and it is what it is.
it wouldn't have meant as much if we didn't collaborate on that.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have been as impactful.
Right. So
It's like a little Hallmark movie. It's really
It really
It was a Hallmark movie.
It really
Oh,
is.
cute.
no, it was. I was genuinely worried. Like, not worried. Like, oh, he's gonna drive off a cliff. I was just like, ooh, this has been going on for a bit. Like Mike not working out. Like this. That's where I was like, I even like razzed him a little bit. I was like,
Yeah,
this
this was Saturday, right? I'm mixing up my days.
yeah,
I go
because he
Saturday.
sent me a picture of how cool it was, or it was going to be stormy in the morning. I'm like, what are you sending me?
That was
this?
Saturday night. I sent that. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was Friday.
Or
night.
sorry, Friday night. Wrong.
And
night.
I was like, what are you sending me this for? And I'm like, you're going to actually work out this week? So, I mean, I did give him some shit back, just try to motivate him to do that, as we most of the time we're motivated that way.
He just needed to know that he was seen.
Okay.
That he was seen, and that those that know him the best, we see that you're not okay, and we're going to tell you, hey, we're seeing something that either you're ignoring, that you don't want to see, or that you don't see. But
Yep.
we, as looking in, as people who love you, we see this.
Yep, and it helped a lot. So it was good.
Do you
Mike-
find that's nice to have friends that do that for you, though?
Yeah, it really is, because then most of the world you don't, right? People are just flying
Yeah.
by
They don't
at
give a
100 miles an
shit.
hour, or even if they do, they're flying by too quick, and
Yeah,
they
'cause they're dealing with their own.
Or
Yeah,
they
and
say it without actual follow up, like,
Right.
"Oh, you seem a little off," and that's the last
Yeah,
year of
that's
it.
it.
And that's it.
It's such a that could be a whole show about like what we're
Adult
zooming
friendships.
around.
Oh.
And no, yeah, that too. Just like everyone's doing their own thing, and no
Mhm.
one. And even at this is a little digression, but like even when a celebrity dies, right? You're like, oh, that sucks, and it's a couple days, and then that's it.
Mhm.
The world keeps going.
But that's just life in general.
I know, it's just
celebrity status or not.
It's
Your
just
life.
interesting. I always want to be like rich and famous, and I'm like, for what? For what? I'm gonna die in a car wreck, and they're gonna be like, oh, that was sad, and then.
Well,
world
the
keeps
people who
turning.
you were close to, it's not
Yes.
back to normal life. It is very weird, and haven't lost parents yet, right?
Mhm.
And yours was different, but it's
Oh,
very
yeah.
weird when a parent that you are close to is a big part of your life, and you just cannot fathom how the world is still like
spinning.
and you're just sitting there like beside yourself, and you're like, oh yeah, like the kids have to go to school, and everything is exactly the same for everyone else except for you, and it's
Mhm.
very weird.
It's like it goes back to like when humans first existed, and like we didn't have all the luxuries, and like, oh, Jimmy died, he got eaten by a lion, and you just had to live. Like he had to live to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. Sorry, didn't mean to get philosophical, but anyways. Anything else?
No, I think this is a good wrap up to season 2.
Yeah.
Are you going to play that good hee-haw music at the end?
The hee-haw.
You want
I love that music.
like live right now? You want me to play it?
No.
I mean, I can.
She just wants you to wrap the show up
She just
with
wants
it.
you to wrap it
I know,
up so when
'cause
she listens back.
I've been changing it a little bit, and
I
she's
know.
probably been fussy about that.
I don't
And-
like this music.
Well, I try to keep it. I try to keep it that one of the musics is from the same band. That
As it is like,
Hee haw.
Mumford and Sonsy. Is
it's
that
just
if I could
good.
describe the genre?
yes.
Yes,
I
It's
literally,
so
I literally
happy.
have it labeled Nat's favorite song for Thread. That's all I search Nat and hit enter.
That's
Love that.
perfect.
It is nice.
It's so happy.
Well, I'm glad you like it. So
I do.
This is like a festival.
I'm pretty sure I texted you after this. Like, I love this song.
Keep it forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
you did. Anyways, abruptly stop it.
No.
That channel's not recording anyway, so I'll have to add
Oh.
it anyway.
So everyone's like, what are they
I
doing?
know.
They just watched us.
for
It might bleed in a little bit.
for the streaming. That's not gonna.
It might.
I forgot the world can't hear my earphones.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It might bleed.
I
in a
say
little bit.
don't play it. So then all of a sudden we're all quiet and we're like, yay! They have no idea. That's when they all dropped acid at the same time.
Well, if we
Is anybody still watching?
no, if we wrap it up quick enough, I can still add the music and still have it at the end. So yeah, any final thoughts for you guys? Do you appreciate the show?
I do.
Yeah.
All right.
Your number one fan.
And I'm excited for Mike to finish his freaking studio. That's goal for August so that I can go record with him. I'm actually wanting to come to your house. I think it would be fun to be
I
like
need to come to your house.
to get
You can
out of
come
my
too.
own
Jason
studio
said
and
it's
just
so
be like,
You should just come.
I guess I'm
Remember, it's their
This is our
show.
That's right.
show.
It's their
Sorry,
show.
sorry, carry
We're
on.
able to be on it
Thanks for
tonight.
I heard your house is adorable. I need to go there.
It is
Yeah,
cute.
you're welcome anytime.
Anyways.
What
You
did you do
final-
this weekend?
I don't know if anything. I'll have to check my schedule.
Anyways, if you could share the love, no, I'm just-
Like what?
For Natalie and Meaghan.
If you want to hear more of the ladies, we'll put them on Patreon. Sign up at patreon.com.
Do I have to pay for Patreon?
Yeah.
Can I get like a free Patreon pass?
So I'll have to email them about that. I don't know if you can or not, but
what am I missing that I need to know that you
It's
put
just-
in that Patreon?
it's really
episodes?
nothing. It's just pre-show
It's
that
not
we're
nothing.
well, I mean,
We're trying to
It's everything,
I'll-
Jason.
I'll edit that out. Mike's throwing.
Mike's flipping the
No, you can
table.
keep
That's
on.
it.
This is me throwing stuff.
It's just extra content of
Okay.
like us shooting the shit, and sometimes it gets a little. I mean, it's not like we're dropping the N word or anything. You
No,
know
no,
what
I
I mean?
just want to know if there's like big life updates. That I'm
no,
missing.
no,
No, we try to keep those on the show.
Yeah,
Great.
try.
For the public, not for the paying. the
But
paying
anyways, if you
patrons.
want a set, if you go one tier up, you can watch us live stream like Kate was, and you can comment and that kind of stuff. So.
Which was fun. Kate was able to give us her opinion that
yeah,
she
and
was
you get the
team
show
us.
first. Like she. I mean, I'm sure she does listen because she's probably in and out. But then you could watch the whole show, and that would be it. And you do get stuff on the video that you wouldn't see because I cut all that out. So,
if you're
That's true.
Patreon, then you know what they're talking about. Then you can chat.
That's true.
oh,
Ooh.
You-
You need to become a Patreon and we'll decide to be on the show at the same time. I'm like, that's not how it went down.
False.
I was actually devastated.
False.
Fake
False news. False news.
You know what? I like the wrapping up. That was my favorite part. Was Megan's view of the trip versus yours. World of difference.
what
And
do you mean?
yours was
Oh,
more
the
like
Mexico?
I ended up putting it in a box. Boom, moved on, and Megan, I could tell, was much more affected by that. So it was good to see that side and hear that side. So that's my takeaway.
Yeah,
I tried to wrap up like 3 times.
it's
on that
probably more my reaction. It wasn't actually, the trip. I mean, we got insurance. We're going to go on the trip, but it was just more of like the ups and downs and me just not talking about it.
And the irony that you wanted to make it a great birthday because I was having trouble with my birthdays. You're like, is this your worst birthday ever? And I was like,
I know.
no. But then
I
when it
mean,
was my
it was
actual
her-
birthday, I was like,
I mean,
that's pretty bad.
I mean, it was her 40th. Like, this is what you have to do. You know what I mean?
It was a memorable one.
All right.
I'll
Well,
never forget
I'll
it.
never forget it.
on that note, keep the faith, do your work, and live life unfiltered.
Unfiltered. Happy music.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Oh, man.
It's warm in this
It does. Kate says, great show, even if you don't know my name. I don't remember her last name.
Ooh, it sounds weird.
Did they? You should have loosened them up a little bit. Like, oh, well, yeah.
Take my earrings then.
Oh.